Hello, Glitch Reaper here. Another blog. This one is a bit different because it doesn't really affect me directly, but it does affect several of my friends, including Enderman of Doom. The thing is, he's been having some technical difficulties, and I'm really concerned about his computer. The thing is, I've never had this issue, but I have had several friends who have, and this has kind of brought it a bit more to my attention. But sometimes I've seen or heard systems having some serious memory bleeds, like humongous RAM bleeds, when nothing really should be doing that to that point. Like, for example, I was running my Minecraft at around 5 gigs or so, and he had like an absolutely monstrous computer at it, and it was still dying because he was saying to me it had terabytes and it was just eating into it. And I'm wondering how in the world that was actually possible. Well, there are several things I can kind of think of that would affect that. Like, for example, computer viruses or something like that. I don't know if he might have an infected system, but that alone would also kind of bring to the attention to always make sure you have decent antivirus. But there's other factors than that. There's certain types of programs that these days kind of munch the memory a lot more than they should. Like, I noticed that one thing I usually do is I usually use my task manager to take care of a lot of things that deal with memory that aren't really necessary. It's hard to explain exactly what. It's an individual situation, but always be aware of what your computer is doing. If something looks like it shouldn't be there at all, get rid of it. If it's something that your computer doesn't bother complaining about when you try stopping it, like it doesn't say that it's going to cause any issue, it's probably unnecessary. So there's things like that you can kind of do to trim around in a very personal level. But on the other hand, you can also collectively come up with ideas of various things that might affect RAM and memory usage. And that's kind of what I'd like us to do here. So if there's something you've ever had as a personal experience, or that you know for sure can happen to seriously just eat memory, I mean like in like an exponential way, like nothing satisfies it. It will always take everything. I personally know a few things that do, but these are usually kind of necessary to do so. Like, whenever you're doing major rendering on, like, a video program, it will usually take as much as it can. But that also means it goes by faster. Now, he wasn't running anything like that. This is about something that's probably happening passively. Like, something that's just eating as much memory as it possibly can all the time in the background. And that's a thing. If you're someone who's a bit of a computer expert, please lend some advice and brainstorm ideas for what could be causing these issues. It has more than once prevented him from getting online with other people, so it's not just me. But sometimes it just goes poof. And I don't think it's just a Java thing either, but it could be. It could be that certain exact versions of Java just do not mix. So I may we're going to be trying a few things to get this problem under control for him specifically, but I have had other friends that have had this issue before, and it would be good to know more and more about this in advance. So again, if you have any idea what could be causing this, like anything, any suggestion, even if somebody else has already said something about it, or if you think that maybe they have an even better idea, no, there is no better idea. A lot of things can contribute. So if you have a different idea, say that can cause it too. This is about trying to collectively troubleshoot here, so wisdom of the crowd, and that is something that really rules these days. Well, not always, but it can help. It used to be a pretty big deal, and it kind of is, even now in various ways. The idea to tap into the collective knowledge of people to figure out a situation. See, that's even better than the idea of wisdom of the crowd, which is more about averaging. But in this case, I'm thinking more about collective troubleshooting. And that's kind of something we should probably do more often, is to collectively troubleshoot various ideas. And this is actually kind of a society thing. You usually don't have people really contributing very much in terms of brainstorming as much these days. But you kind of got to remember that because there are other people there, that also means other people can help. So, yeah. Brainstorming collectively is a good idea for all sorts of things. And this is just a really big example that I really hope that we can help out with here. Is trying to deflate these RAM issues before they crush multiple people over in terms of their computers. Because, interesting thing, if your computer is maxed out for too long, it can cause it damage. So it is a good idea to make things safer overall when it comes to your computer's usage. Some are designed to take this a bit better than others, and I'm very suspicious his is not. So that's, in his case, him just being one example again, but still saying that, yeah. He just really, really reminded me that it would be a good time, that I kind of drew on a bit of collective wisdom here and just heard of all sorts of ways that could seriously eat through your RAM. Because this is going to be like an ongoing problem in the world overall, is that sometimes people's computers just want to just take everything they got. And not give any room for anything else to happen at the same time. Yeah. Well, again, we don't want that to happen. So please contribute to this RAM troubleshooting project that we're having right here in the comments section. This isn't going to be necessarily like some big special website or forum thing. No, this is going to be just right here. Anybody with an idea that happens to be watching this, please just comment your ideas of what could be eating the RAM. This is a very specific thing. So remember, RAM issues. What are they? Have you had issues with them before? Do you know anyone who's had RAM issues like this? Do you know what it was? Can you help troubleshoot it? So please contribute if you'd like to the We'd Like to Stop RAM Issues Now fund. Well, not really a fund. It's just more of a directive or something like that. Yeah, it's something more like that. Anyhow, that's pretty much all I really needed to say here, because this is a really important issue, but at the same time, it's mainly just one thing. So, without further ado, this is Glitch Reaper again, and I'd like to hear from you all later, so I'll be logging off. So thank you, and goodbye for now, everybody. And remember, as always, join the parrot party. Yeah, always gotta do that with these. There's always time for a parrot party. Yes, parrots.